JDI gadgets. This video we're going to talk about this Delux Seeker Mouse. The mode is M16XSD. So I have been using this mouse for almost 3 months. So I'm gonna share with you my using experience with this mouse and also some little complaints. So let's get started with the design. The design wise, first is the Minecraft is improved a lot compared to the previous M16DB. Like the gaps between materials and the material itself, the texture makes me feel comfortable. I like it very much, especially like during summer. I feel this mouse is finally usable. Like for myself, like my hand is a little bit easy to get sweating. Okay, next one is the mouse actually has a little screen on top, like this area. Maybe you can see it. It's white color. It can show the DPI value and also the connecting mode, like 2.4G or Bluetooth, and also shows the battery value. And this area, it has a colorful lights, seven colors, I guess. So once your mouse is on like this, the color will turn off to save the battery, and once you move away your hand, the color will show up. But it's a weird design, you know. When you're using mouse, you're always like this. You're holding the mouse, so you can never see the light. And when you move your hands, you're actually going away, right? So you cannot see this light anyway, unless you intentionally want to see the lights like this. Put it like here, okay, like this. You can see. So anyway, it's a weird design for me. The other thing is that it has exchangeable cap on the back, so you can pull it off. You can change it with this one, but I never use this one a single time. So why? Because it's gonna make the mouse heavier. This one, it has holes. It's much lighter. When you put it on, it's easy, or it's more friendly to my sweating hands. Okay, the next one will be this wrist. I feel it's useless. It looks nice, right? Like this, has support to your wrist, but the thing is that when you have this thing on, you feel weird, and I don't feel comfortable to move it around, so I never used it a single time. It's just for video purpose, so go away. What else? It has USB transmitter hole, so when you travel or you want to take it with you, sometimes it's easy and you won't lose your USB transmitter, which is great. Weight wise is 129 grams. Actually, it's quite heavy for a mouse. It's even a little bit heavier, 1 gram heavier than Logitech MX Vertical. So yeah, anyway. So the next one will be the function. The function wise, let's talk about DPI first. By default, it has 5 sets of DPI you can choose, and you can set the value in the driver, the software. So, and each step you can add 100 for the DPI. Like you can set one, for the step 1 you set like 100, and step 2 you can set like 200 or 300 or 400. So you can add 100 at a time. You can set by default like step set 1 or set 2 as by default DPI. So every time when you turn off and turn on the mouse, it will go to the by default set of DPI. And when you switch in between different devices, it will always start with the by default DPI setting, which is great because the previous M618 DB, the DPI cannot change. No, you cannot change the by default DPI. You cannot change. So every time it goes to like 1600 or I don't remember. So it's quite annoying anyway. The other thing is that in the software you can actually set the DPI up to 7200, which is quite crazy, but it's actually unusable. So that means the mouse is like losing control when you set the DPI that high. It's actually getting, it's not follow your hand, let's put it that way. So I never use that. So just use the highest up to 4000. That's the physical maximum DPI support by this mode. Okay. Next one will be the connection. It can connect to like 4 devices. One is by USB cable. The second one will be 2.4G wireless connection, and the 2 Bluetooth 5.0. The official document says one Bluetooth 5.0 and one Bluetooth 4.0, but when I connect to the computer, it both shows Bluetooth 5.0. It's a bonus, or I don't know. Anyway, next one will be the battery. It's building 1000 mAh battery, but you can only use it for 2 weeks. This I have to complain. You know, Logitech MX Vertical has a 500 mAh battery. It can use or last for 1 to 2 months, and the Rappo has the ergonomic mouse I bought. It's actually has a built-in 800 mAh battery, and it can last, I think, at least 2 months. So I don't know why. I just don't know why. Maybe because the lighter is different. I don't know what. Even I turn off the lights here, I can barely use it for more than 2 months. So no, more than 2 weeks. Sorry. And the other thing is the Bluetooth. When you're using on the Bluetooth mode, you can use it, I would say, but I don't feel it follow your hand as quick or as fast as Logitech MX Vertical. So I feel a little bit delayed, but not that much. I can feel it anyway. So the next one will be the software. The software wise is or sometimes they call it driver, whatever. So it's a 32-bit software. So I feel, especially in the very beginning, because I use Windows 11 and it's a BT version, so I got a little bit trouble in the beginning. It's often has no response or whatever. Then later on, after Windows, I upgraded my Windows 11. It's the problem is pretty much gone. So I feel much more. The software is much more stable now. It won't die automatically or whatever. The other thing is that the driver actually updated once. I don't know. It's the driver was upgraded. The mouse driver was upgraded in last November, but I was able to find it maybe in the past 1 or 2 weeks. So I don't know why, but they upgraded the firmware of the mouse and also software itself. And the other thing is that when you're using it on the Bluetooth mode, you cannot connect the mouse to the software. You have to use the 2.4G or the USB cable to connect the mouse to the software. But the good thing is that when you make some change on the mouse, maybe like you change the DPI setting or you change the mouse function, actually this mouse can memorize it, and when you're changing a device or connect to a new device, the setting is actually there. It doesn't rely on the software, so which is quite good. Like even Logitech MX Vertical, when you we make some settings, like you change the DPI or you customize some buttons function, you have to use it with the software. So this is good stuff. The other thing is the customized option is too little. I would say too limited compared to MX Vertical Logitech. So I don't have an option that allow me to customize this button, the backward button to double left click. So yeah, gladly this device support Marco sets. So what I did is that I record Marco left click, and I customize the buttons to when I click it, it goes to Marco, the Marco I set, and ask it to repeat it twice. So I use a different way to realize the function I want for the double left click, which is funny anyway. Okay. The other things, if you are using Windows 11, you're gonna be fine, because Windows 11 has so many shortcut, so you can actually set up the other button work with the shortcut. So this driver allow you to customize the mouse, like Control plus W, those kind of things, which makes it now useful for me. Usable is not useful, is usable for me anyway. The last thing is that you can actually export the setting if you want to use it in a new device, and you can actually import the settings you have in your previous computer, which is nice. So the last one will be the summary. I feel the battery, first complaint will be the battery. I mean, it only lasts 2 weeks, and like Logitech is more than 1 month, or sometimes maybe 2 months. The next thing is that this mouse actually is not cheap. I mean, if you go to Amazon, you can find the price is just probably like $20 gap between MX Vertical, so it's a quite expensive device actually. And then what you got, this mouse has the same price level pretty much as Logitech MX Vertical, but the software is not compatible. It's not even compatible with Apple, so don't even mention about Logitech. Logitech will launch the Logitech Option Plus, which supports Windows 11. So I mean, so a lot of things to do, but physically this mouse is quite nice. As I mentioned, the texture and the gaps between the joint between different surface is quite nice. And next thing is I have a big complaint about this horizontal scroll. It's useless. Actually, it goes opposite. It add the makes the mouse much heavier. Next thing will be this thing. I feel it's useless. Not only like it's useless, but it also creates problem, because when they want to add this wrist support, they cut it here. You know, if you can see here, they made a cut here. What's the problem with that? So when you hold the mouse, then your pinky finger will feel supportless. When you put it here, it's not comfortable. You know, it's a line here like this. You're actually the finger, pinky finger actually is touching this line here. So if they don't use that stuff and make it connected with the, you know, like this, naturally it won't have this line here. So your mouse will, no, your pinky finger will feel much comfortable, like Logitech MX Vertical. Okay, and this mouse is heavy. It's actually quite heavy, even heavier than Logitech MX Vertical. I still feel it cannot replace Logitech MX Vertical, or it is not compatible with Logitech MX Vertical, and the price is not cheap, and you use it, you don't feel that comfortable with the software, and yeah, but I still feel it's a nice mouse, especially compared to the previous M618DB, but the price is more than double. So I mean, it actually, I use this mouse and the Logitech MX Vertical half and half, because somehow it fits my hand quite nice. It's slightly shorter than MX Vertical, so I feel sometimes I can still hold it nicely. So, but I think Delux can do some deduction, like remove this horizontal scroll, and maybe these lights, I don't know, maybe they can make another version, remove these lights, but keep this tab with hole. So it's gonna be much better for the people like myself with sweating hands, and they did some treatment here in this area, makes your thumb comfortable, which is nice. Another thing they can do is, like I mentioned, they don't need to design something with this. This is, I bet 90% of people won't use this. So if they don't do this, and they can feel those like this area, that they don't cut it, they don't cut like this, right? They extend to the bottom and make it joint naturally, then it's gonna makes you feel much comfortable. So yeah, the thing is that I think can definitely make this mouse better by changing some of those designs. the looking is quite nice, especially like on top it has this curve, makes you, it's not like that sharp. I feel actually it's a looking mouse, but they might want you to add too much function to this mouse, so actually make it goes to the opposite. And yeah, anyway, so I hope you like this video, and if you do, I hope you can do whatever you want to do. You can even dislike anywhere I can see it, so others cannot see it as well. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. I'm keep looking at this because I cannot memorize all of them, and yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope I can see you in my next video. Thank you and bye. One of those things I forgot to mention, which is very important, is the cable. The cable is one of the best cable I've ever used for a mouse, because it's so soft. So if you use it as a wired mouse, you don't feel like any trouble. You don't feel this thing actually drag your mouse at all. So yeah, the best cable I ever used for a mouse. So that's why I want to stand up for Delux. So that's all for now. I promise that's all.